Good morning, Algebra. Today we're going to be working on Lesson 10.5, the distance formula. That's found on page 555 and following in your books. So, the distance formula. It's a formula that we can use to find the distance between any 2 points on a coordinate plane. And that's taking into account the Pythagorean theorem, which is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Basically, what we're doing is we're finding the hypotenuse using the 2 points. So, the distance formula looks like this. We have the distance equals the square root of x2 minus x1 plus y2 minus y1, and each of those is squared. Okay? So, knowing this formula, if we got this down, we can simply plug numbers in and figure out what the distance is. And if we're missing one of these numbers, well, we can plug in the other numbers and find out what that missing number is. So in this case, let's look at example 1. So we got point 2, 3, and we have point -4 and 6. Okay? This will be our first point. So this will be x1 and y1, and this will be x2 and y2. Really doesn't matter what order you put them in. Okay? So, and what we're going to solve for is d. So in this case, x2 is -4. So I have the square root of -4 minus 2 squared plus y2 is 6 minus 3 squared. Okay? So, and that's going to give us our distance. Okay, so -4 minus 2 gives me -6 squared plus 6 minus 3 is 3 squared. Okay, and then we have the square root of that. All right, so -6 times -6 is 36, plus 3 times 3, which is 9. 36 plus 9 is 45. Okay, square root of that, square root of that. What can I break out of here? Well, I could break out a 3, right? Because 9 times 5 and square root of 9 is 3. So I'd have 3 times the square root of 5. Okay? And that's approximately, if I punch that into my calculator, 6.71 units. All right. So that's the basic formula. Let's take a look at what happens if we are missing one of the coefficients. For example, what if I have points 7, 5 and points A, -3? So I don't know what A is. Okay? So again, and I know the distance then is 10. Okay. So the distance between these 2 points is 10. I don't know what A is, but I can use the distance formula to figure that out. So the distance is 10, and that's equal to the square root of x2, which is A, minus x1, which is 7, squared, plus -3 minus 5 squared. Okay? So I got A minus 7 squared. I can simplify this. -3 minus 5 is -8. Squared is 64. And A minus 7 squared, I could break that out here. A minus 7 times A minus 7. A times A is a squared. A times negative 7 is negative 7a minus 7a, and negative 7 and negative 7 is 49 positive. Okay, got a little bunchy there, but that's where we're at. Okay, so I have a squared minus 14a plus 49 plus 64. Okay, 49 and 64 is 113. So I have a squared minus 14a plus 113, and that is equal to 10 on this side. Now, and this is the square root. So in order to get this outside the square root sign, I got to square both sides and square both sides. So now here, 10 squared is 100. We're just going to jump down here. Equals a squared minus 14a plus 113. Okay, let's zero this out. So subtract 100, and now I have 0 equals a squared minus 14a plus 13. Okay, so now I need two numbers that multiplied give me 13 and added give me negative 14. Multiplied give me 13, added negative 14, and that would be negative 1 and negative 13. So I have a minus 1 times a minus 13. Okay, 0 equals. So the solution for these would be a could be 1 or a could be 13. Either of those will be correct values for a to solve this problem. All right, that's it. It's just a matter of knowing the formula. D equals x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared, and the square root of all that. Plug the numbers in and simplify. If you have any questions, feel free to call, text, email, or you can visit live from 9 to 10 tomorrow morning. Have a great day.